Did you hit something? What happened?
All I did was. So I apologize for that. Some way we ended the video for the
Got a
coach's
little too
sacrifice.
excited.
Got a little bit too excited.
We're back, y'all.
Hey, they ain't coaching mistakes. I'm still making coaching mistakes. I'm making coaching mistakes over here. I did that. That was my fault. Hey, take a shot of whiskey for me.
We're back.
We're back. So y'all come on back. Come on back. Come on back to me. We're live. We're still doing this. All right. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to come back to me. Give y'all a few minutes here. Let's see here. All right, guys, we're back. We're back. My mistake, got too crunk. Like I said, take a shot with me. Hey, man, they ain't coaching mistakes. They ain't coaching mistakes, man. You know, I'm working on that. We still working on this thing. We're gonna get it right. Yeah, Brian, that was my fault. I messed up, man. I get too amped up. I should have known that it was gonna be a night. I thought it was my internet. Nah, it was me, David. That's my fault. That's my fault, man. It was me. I'm still working on this stuff, man. I'm not the best. See, Tommy Baker. This is where I need Coach Baker. Coach Baker. And that's one of my assistant coaches. This is why I need the tech support over here, man. So when I mess up, man, you can fix this stuff ASAP. So that's on me. All right. So guys, we finishing up though. We finishing up with the sacrifices that the coaches. This is what we ended at. We was right at the end of this with the sacrifices that the coaches make. So we had talked about, we was right at the end where we were talking about going to the schools for the kids, going to the meets with the kids. We said feeding the kids. We also, here I want to put this one in, going to court for some of these kids. Some of these kids are having troubles. You know, some of them get into trouble out in the community. They make their mistakes. I've seen multiple coaches when I was a juvenile PO. I saw multiple coaches coming up in that school, you know, for multiple sports. It wasn't just track, you know, football, baseball. I seen multiple coaches coming up in that school. And I commended them, you know, and thanked them for being willing to come support their kids, because that's an important part, you know, in judges' decisions, you know, even in the state attorney, you know, and how they're gonna do things. A lot of times, if those kids are invested into programs in the community with their time, and they got these coaches that are going to say, hey, look, I got this kid 3-4 days a week. I will be that mentor to this kid. I will do the best I can to support him or her, and make sure that they're not, being involved with the people that, they were with, whatever they got them to this situation. A lot of times, if they do that, that will give the judge that little bit of whatever it is, to say, okay, hey, we're good. Let's put a lot of this stuff on hold. Let's not order any type of probation. Let's let them go on some conditions. Let's put this case on hold. And let's let them go on some terms, basically some simple terms. And, community service, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And if they are doing well, let's go ahead and dismiss this, especially if ain't no restitution or anything like that. Let's go ahead and dismiss this. He or she does the terms, and then that'll get them out of here. Coaches are a huge part of things like that happening. If you are that coach, you can save this kid from having a juvenile record, being actually found guilty on something and being placed on probation for said offense. You can help that kid out if that kid and the parents, of course, are willing to work with you. Can't do it for everybody. And I learned it the hard way, just like I know many of these coaches out here learned it the hard way as well. Okay? You can't do it for everybody because they don't want to do it with you. They're not going to grind like that. Hold on. We getting too real now. Now we getting too real. Now I know I got to pour me a drink. Yep. Gotta pour me a little more now. All right. So here we go. That's the going to court. We talked about feeding. We talked about clothing these kids. How many coaches on here done had kids come out there in Jordans? Basketball shoes.
Church shoes.
Church shoes. I had a kid come out in church shoes.
These are all facts.
Facts, guys. Ain't nobody lying to y'all. Shit. Facts. So what you got to do? If they can't get some shoes, some of them, once we told them, no, it ain't any kind of shoes, their parents went out and bought some shoes. But others, there were times where they just kept coming out in the same shoes. You can't run. These kids can't train in them big old block shoes. They can't train in them shoes. They can't do the things. We're talking about training them a technique, a form of running. You're trying to strike the ground a certain way. You can't, look, Coach Rodney just said Crocs and Chuck Taylors. You can't strike the ground the way we want them to strike the ground in no damn Chuck Taylors. It can't happen, okay? That ain't gonna happen. We can teach all we want to. I'm not the best coach out here, but I'm pretty good. But I tell you what, I don't care what coach you get. They're going to tell you that shoe ain't going to work. So you got to go get a running shoe or a spike. And, you got to get several shoes. Not just your spikes. You need some running tennis shoes as well. Okay? So if they don't have those things and you're trying to teach this kid and you believe this kid got a future out here in track, guess who's paying for it? That happened many times. Ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. I'm not asking for no pat on the back, guys. All these coaches done this shit. All of them have. This ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. All right, so here we go. Some of these kids live with their coaches. Some of these kids have lived with their coaches because things just wasn't right at home for them to get the type of success that we desired. So kids have had to move in with their coaches at times, for periods of time. That happens. We've done it. Candace and I have done it. We've done it. I know it's a lot of coaches in here that have done it. All right? And so that's another situation where you can go back to the top and talk about the issues you're going to have with your spouse. You're going to have those issues because, here we go, you got this passionate coach that wants to, all these coaches on here tell you, I'm all passion, man. I'm more passionate than anything. And so when you move a child into your house, there are gonna be questions, you know. And most of y'all know my team, man, over the years has been girl heavy. So of course it's a girl. Okay, now you moving a girl into your house. Here's where it's gonna get real. Take your whiskey. Here it gets real. Here where it gets real. You moving a girl into your house. You moving a teenage girl into your house that ain't your own child. Okay. At some point, somebody is gonna question why. Oh, you can't just be doing all that because you just love coaching that much. Somebody gonna swear you want to touch that child.
Or even if they're not moving in your home, but maybe they don't have a ride home.
You
from
drive
practice
them home all
or
the time.
from the meets.
Oh, that's coming
It's gonna
up.
be
That's
other
coming up.
games.
That's coming up. Don't hold on. Don't go there. That's coming up because I got some stuff from my coaches. Some of my coaches' friends. That's coming up. But driving them home all the time, all this personal time that coaches are spending with these girls and boys. I mean, hey, there's a lot of boys, coaches out here that like boys. It is what it is. You know, that's the truth. Hey, but then somebody's going to swear that there's got to be more to this. There's no way that you just love training these kids that much. It's got to be something else to it. What is the catch? He can't be that excited about coaching kids. Marcus Carter. Marcus Carter says when you do that, they're going to label you as R. Kelly. Look. Shit. They are. They are. And you know what? And you know what? For some out here, they do that kind of stuff. And for them, they are a terror to youth sports. They're horrible people because they put us all in situations where we're all questioned. When a lot of us out here, many of us, most of us out here, are just trying to do the best thing for those kids. We're just trying to do what we feel is best for those kids. And a lot of times our passion gets in the way and we end up doing things that probably ain't always the best thing for us or our family. It probably ain't the best thing, you know? But we know that if we can just keep our arms around this kid as a coach, okay? As a coach, if we can just keep our arms around this kid, if we can just keep our eyes on them, then we can get them some success that they're just not gonna get once they leave your team, once they're outside your home. And you don't want to see that. You know? You don't want to see that happen. As a coach, it is disappointing to you. Sadly, I'm slowly getting to the point where I understand that it's gonna happen, and it's things that I can't do to control all this all the time. But it don't make it feel any better. It still hurts. It still hurts. Because in your mind, I could have helped that kid be better. I could have helped that kid have, a better opportunity to get success at the next level. I could have helped them, and because I have now, said, no, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that or whatever. Or their parents just decide to take them out and they wouldn't even allow you to do anymore. Okay, well, nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. So those are some of the sacrifices that the coaches are making. All right. Time with their family, time with their friends, time with their spouse, hours at the job, sick days. Okay, sick days and they vacay days. They taking those days off for track meets and all that kind of stuff. Going out of state, going out of town, college meetings, all this time that you're spending with the college coaches. Going to the kids' meets at schools, going to the schools, going to court for the kids, going clothes, food, shoes, and then of course, actually letting those kids live with them. Those are just some of the things I wrote down as far as sacrifices that coaches are making. Now, with all those sacrifices, because ain't no promise that any money is coming from this. These people are sending these kids to your house, won't even buy a burger, won't even buy a drink, water. You know what I'm saying? Some of them got some stamps and won't even go buy a little bit of meat so you can cook them some turkey burgers or something. You know, they won't do nothing for you. They won't do nothing to help. Okay. But with all this that's going on, again, these coaches do it yearly. They do it weekly, monthly, daily. Every hour they're thinking about how they can make this happen for these kids. Why? Because it's a calling. They're not getting paid. They're not getting paid. When you talk about these coaches, I want to make sure that you understand majority of these coaches, I'm talking about the club part. I ain't talking about no private part, no training they doing outside of the club. I'm talking about the club part. They do not have a written out check that's coming to them. So they are not getting paid. Do not count that coach being able to pay for a room for him to be there with your kids as paid. That's crazy. You done lost your damn mind.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
You done lost your mind if you think that counts as pay. You done lost your mind if you think that him getting a pair of tennis shoes from the team or him getting a shirt that says Honey Badgers or Dragons or Striders or whatever it says on it is pay. You done lost your damn mind. That ain't no pay. Pay is him getting money that he can spend wherever he wants to spend it. If he want to spend it going to the strip club tonight, that's his business. That's his business. That's pay. That's pay. Okay? So if the team, these are some benefits to coaching. You know, these are some benefits. Okay, well, here's a benefit, coach. Here's a blessing to you. You know, get you a pair of shoes. You know, so you can have a good pair of shoes out there because you walk around all day. Your feet, you know, I don't want you not able to walk tomorrow. How many coaches are your feet so sore the next day after these track meets that you can't even get out the bed hardly on Sunday? Come on, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's not pay. That's a blessing so your coach can be okay. That ain't no pay. Okay? So here we go. The coaches made all these sacrifices. And they do it because it's a calling. They do it because it's a calling. They do it because it means that much to them to be out there. Here's my problem. Here's my problem. All right? Because it's a list of things that even though these coaches make these sacrifices, you got parents, you got people that show that they just don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it. They because of these things right here. Okay? I got a list of them. Here we go. No support. I'm more committed than the parents and the athletes. No support. The coach is more committed to the plan than the parent and the athlete. If this coach is putting together a plan on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever days he practices, those are the days for us. If he's putting his plan together and you don't bring your ass to work, then that coach is more committed to the plan than you are. Parents, if you text him every week with an excuse for not to bring your kid to practice, but then come Saturday, you disappointed because your kid didn't run well, what do you think the problem is? It ain't the coach, it's you. The problem is you. You are the problem. Get your ass to practice. If the coach is practicing 3 days, he's covering different things on each day. He got his program set up to cover certain things each day. So when you say, coach, is it okay if I come to practice 2 days instead of 3? It's your money, it's your child. You can come to practice 0 days if you want, but just understand that every time you miss a practice, you missing something that your coach had in the plan. So if you miss that practice, then I tell you to trust the process, and you say you are. No, you're not. You ain't trusting a goddamn thing because you only come to practice 2 times a week. We practice 3 times a week. And hell, that ain't even enough. That's not even enough, guys. You are going against some of the most talented kids in this country. You are going against kids that are going to be representing this state, this country, all across the world. All across the world. Yet you want to actually come out here, Lord forbid, and these will be the same people that'll tell you, Coach, I want my kid getting first, second, or third. Shit!
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
First of all, if you come out here with your measurement when it comes to goals, if your measurement when you step out here on this team is whether your kid gonna get first, second, or third, but I don't want you on my team anyway. You don't need to be on my wrong team. It's 40 other teams in this area. Go get on one of them. Because you don't know who we running against down here. Your kid might be progressing at a high level every single week. Your kid might be doing a damn good job. Your kid might be listening out there at training. They doing everything they're supposed to do. They're running faster times. But you're looking at it like, my kid came in 6th. That ain't good enough. My kid came in 7th. That ain't good enough. But your kid ran faster this week than your kid ran last week. Progress cannot be measured on where you place. Progress is measured on your ability to do better. If your kid is running better, if your kid has a good attitude, if your kid is clapping and shaking somebody's hand and saying good job afterwards, if your kid knows how to go over there and sit their ass down under them damn canopies and act like they got some sense, if your kid goes out there and do their warm-ups the way they coaches say, your kid is on a good path. What we're looking for and hoping for is going to happen. Trust the damn process. It takes time. Ain't no superstar born overnight. It don't work like that. You gotta give this thing time. But you don't want to come like you're supposed to. All right. The lack of common courtesy. Don't be having a block party if I had to take your kid home. How many coaches? Wait a minute. Hold on. How many coaches now have driven kids home at the end of practice? Mind you, these coaches got their own jobs. They've been out here hollering and screaming and yelling. Y'all hear how passionate I am. You know I'm hollering. I holler so much now. I take my bullhorn out there so I don't lose my voice every week. Okay. How many coaches? You're exhausted after practice, especially if you're a coach like me. I'm a passionate coach, so I'm exhausted after practice. 2 hours of this shit right here, I'm exhausted, guys. Yet I will drive my kids home in a minute and won't think second guess it. But how many people have pulled up to the house after driving the kid home and there's 3-4 cars in the yard? Look at David say it'd be 5 cars in the driveway. Yeah. How many of y'all have done it? I know you done it. I know you done it. It ain't a coach that's on this live tonight that has not taken kids home and there were 4-5 cars in the driveway. The mama meet you at the door with her nightgown on. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. Is it right? Is it fair? All right. What's included in those team fees? Here we go. Back to the money. What's included in those team fees? Brent Stevens, here we go. CKT. What up, Brent? Brent say everyone just They're just chilling, having a barbecue, watching the game with a drink. Yeah, that's what they doing, Brent. Or just sitting on their ass, period. That's what they doing. I had a rough day at work. Shit, I did too. But you couldn't bring your butt up here to come get your kid. You had to leave that up to old coach. Because you know coach ain't going to leave your kid out there. That's where you take old coach for granted. That's where you take the assistant coaches for granted. Kaylee, what did Kaylee say there? They don't even offer a plate of food. That's Kaylee. Now, that's Kaylee for you. That's my girl. That's Kaylee. I always worried about eating. They've been home cooking while I'm taking your kid home. Exactly, though. She's right. She's out there helping us. So her family don't have a meal ready yet when they get home. You see? Yet you've been at the house. Boy, you don't even come out with a nugget. Ain't right. When you really sit back and think about it, guys,
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
it's bullshit. When you really sit back and think about it. But these people will question you about money. Here we go. Here it comes right now. What's included in those team fees? More than I can ever put on the internet. More than I can ever put in a website. Everything is included. Because you paying to keep this team running. You're paying to keep this organization running. But here we go. Here's what's going to be included in mine this year. This changes, guys, because the times are changing. I'm charging $300. With that $300, we have what we call a coaches coalition here. All your coaches coalition practice meets are in that. All right? In that $300. Okay? All right? In that $300, you got 4 meets. You got 2 hosted by us. 1 we charge $15 for. The second one, big one, Clash of Texas, we charge $25 for. Add it up, guys. If my hand is right, that's $40. That's $40. So that's already $40 that go to your kid. Okay? Frank Meat, Leander Spartans, that's $20 if I ain't mistaken. There go $20 more. That's $60. Carmen Meat, $15. If I ain't mistaken, it might go up. Who knows? But if that's correct, that's $75. That $300 that already went down to $225. Here we go. That's 4 meets included. And a lot of times people don't even have the common courtesy to tell me that they ain't running. I signed them all up for those meets. I want them all at those meets. Those 4. If you don't run now another meet on that schedule, I want you at those 4 because those 4 we're paying for. Okay? I'm paying for you. That's in your fee. Some of them don't even have the common courtesy to tell me they ain't gonna run. So what we did, we just gave a donation. I don't mind giving a donation to Carmen Kier. I don't mind giving donations to Frank Wilson. I give donations out of our account. Candace James gave money to a team that ain't never supported us down here. We give money away all the time to teams down here. But let me give it away when I want to give it away. Not because you just decide not to show up to a meet. See? Wasting money. Wasting money. We got a whole season here. This is just a practice season. We got a qualifying season we got to prepare for. And you just wasting our money. You wasting team funds. That's a problem because you don't respect the process. I ain't the only coach going through it. Here we go. What's the team fee? The team fee is the $300 for us. $225. Y'all already down to that. You got your membership card paid for in the net. You got a field that we done rented out. We got to rent these fields out, guys. These fields ain't free. You look at my team, I wish a person would ask me about some money. Luckily, nobody asked me about money. I really wish a person would ask me about money. That money is a joke. That $300 ain't worth a damn. That's a joke. That's a joke. My coaches don't pay. They out here supporting me. I ain't charging them. You got to help me. You gotta help me to help my help. Shit. Y'all got to pay. Yeah, David. Carmen's big meat is $45, $50. Yeah. I can't afford to put that one in that. I just pray for the practice ones. But yeah, that's qualifying season. That's the next season. You know, I separate my seasons. Okay? But yeah, you know, this stuff is not cheap. It's not cheap, guys. And then on top of that, we're training your kids, you know, I started March. I started at the beginning of March. March all the way through at least mid-June. Okay? Mid-June. Okay? That's your practice season. So after you add up all that stuff, after you add up insurances and all that kind of stuff, let's just say it come down to $175. $175, maybe $180 for a training purpose fee to the kids. Take that 300 and multiply it by at least 20 for volleyball. Oh, I already know, Nitra. I already know what volleyball costs. To be honest with you, dog, Nitra, people really don't want to see my real smoke when it come down to like how much of a joke this $300 is. Javaji Warfield is one of my best friends. This boy used to get on my ass all the time. When he came out to this track, just like me, because me and Candace were confused too, because we looked at them fees, we're like, God damn, like this is all they charge? Okay. You know, so when we first came out to the team, Javaji said the same thing. Javaji said, who put this plan together? He said it. I'll never forget when he told me. He said, who put this plan together? How can you run an organization off this money? How the hell can you run an organization off this money? I've seen coaches even say
you can't run it. And that's why you see a lot of coaches standing on the corner.
Standing on the damn corner.
Can shaking. Selling brisket sandwiches.
Waters.
Popcorn, turkey legs.
You see all this stuff. You washing cars. Now, what coach you think want to be out there washing a damn car on the only Saturday that he got off? He done been to 5-6 meets in a row. They finally got a Saturday off, but then he out there washing cars because he trying to supervise his kids. What coach you think really want to be out there doing that? That is not right. This shit is stupid, guys. It's really dumb that coaches have to put up with this stuff. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. It's dumb and it's disrespectful. All right, here we go. So with that whole thing, I want you to think about it. When you take all that away, let's just say it come down to $175 that we got, because now we have a Honey Badger store. So your uniform ain't even included in our fee no more. Not if I'm gonna be paying for all them meats. No, man, we can't pay for all that. You ain't doing nothing to help the team. Shit, I need something to help the team out. We're not being realistic. Your uniform, so when you sign up for the team, you go to my store. I ain't gonna go up, Brian. I ain't gonna go up. You know why I ain't gonna go up? Because these inner city kids ain't gonna sign up. The moment that them parents see 400, they gonna, oh, hell no! $400, I ain't paying that.
We'll have 5 people on
We'll have 5 kids on our team. And at that point, you missed the point. I want to be able to work with kids. So you got to keep that price down. So now I'm to the point, when me and Candace first started this thing, we was like, hey, we want everybody looking good. We want everybody to have on the uniform, their t-shirt, their warm-up suits. And now I don't give a shit about none of that stuff. I don't care about none of that. Put a uniform on the kid and goddamn come out there and run. I don't care. You can put that kid in some warm-ups from Walmart that look just like our warm-up set. They the same color. I don't care because that's not a necessity. It's a desired want. I want all my kids to look alike. I want them to come in there looking like an army. But it is not necessary to have every kid and all the stuff. Okay? So for them to run. There are some things you get coaches, you just gonna have to accept it. Everything ain't gonna be exactly how you want it. Okay? I've accepted that now. All right? And so where we used to be all about uniforms and all about all this stuff, now guys, we have a Nike store. And when my kids sign up, They'll go to that Nike store. They'll get whatever they want. If you want the t-shirts as well, if you want hoodies, if you want the warm-up suits, if you want the backpack, get whatever you want. Guess where it's gonna come? Right to your house. It's like ordering from shit. What's the store? Amazon. It's like ordering from Amazon. You order your stuff, you do your registration, you go to the store, you got order, it come right to your house. I ain't gotta worry about keeping all this stuff out in my damn garage no more. That little shed that y'all see when I be training these kids back here that's packed so heavy, it's so highly packed that the sides are coming loose. I gotta get a new shed. I got canopies all on my back porch. I literally bought a cover up porch patio so I could cover up all these damn canopies so they don't rot in the weather. Shit. Y'all don't understand what these coaches go through. And I wish you would question me about money. You know what the problem is? Look here, let me tell you something about this money. I know this show was going longer tonight. I don't give a damn. You knew it was going to go longer. You knew it was going to go longer.
We're way past.
It's okay. If they want to get out, they can get out. But I'm going to say this stuff tonight.
Our bedroom time is 9 o'clock.
Well, you're going to stay up a little later tonight. That's all right. Listen, let me tell you something about this money. You made me forget my point. Let me tell you something about this money. Hold on. It's going to come back to me. It's going to come back to me. It's going to come back to me. Hold on. Read one of them things. Read one of them people, what them people saying. Read some of what they saying real quick, because it's going to come back to me.
Kelvin Bean, shout out to Kelvin. Kelvin has been a huge supporter of our organization, just the Clippers in general. So shout out to Kelvin Bean. You are an amazing person. So thank you so much for all you've done. Let's see here. Kaylee says, don't even mention all the boxes of uniforms I have in my house.
Kaylee got uniforms in our house.
We've had to expand and use other people's
We ain't got no more room. We ain't got no more room. My wife can't park in her garage. She ain't never been able to park in her garage. Cause it's full of uniforms. It's full of track stuff. I got all my track supplies. It's all in there.
We'll read Rodney's comment here, Coach Cole. He says, which is why we are almost year round, because that $85.
That's what Rodney charged.
$85.
I don't like it.
He said that $85 we charge don't cover half of what's needed to do what we do, so I can't have an off time because we got to grind to find a way to make it happen.
And he puts
and it's still a struggle for some. Yeah.
He has an army of kids. Yeah. Shout out to Coach Rodney. I can't thank him enough. I really can't. I am impressed by Rodney and what they do every single year with that damn 300 kids they got out there. Regardless of their $1,500 purse or $300 tennis shoe. Come on, son. Come on. They drag it in the grass with no care. Come on now. But what? Man, come on, man. Here we go. That money, guys, that money that you are paying these organizations. Let me tell you, any honey badgers that are watching this, if it wasn't for Clash of Texas, y'all wouldn't have near the shit y'all have. Let's be clear. All that customized stuff out there y'all got, everybody knows where that stuff come from. And it starts right here in this house with Candace's money and my money. Because that's who pays for it now. We don't even tell our parents to donate anything no more. You know why? Because we don't want nobody saying a goddamn thing about what we decide to do when it comes to scholarships, when it comes to donating to other teams, when it comes to paying and buying some flowers for a coach that died, for his family. Whatever I feel is going to or needs to be done to put this team in the good graces with the people that be out here doing the same stuff with us every year. You goddamn right, we're going to do it. And I don't want nobody saying a word about what we choose to do to support others in this community. Because that's what that money's for. That's what we do. All right? So here we go. We're going to try to get through this, guys. My bad. I know I'm going there. What is the team paying for? Okay, we done went through that. I really would love for my kid to run, but he can't make it because he has a football game at the same time. This ain't YMCA, guys. This ain't YMCA. I just talked to y'all earlier about not being able to make it to the practices, not being able to make it to meets. If you can't make it to meets because you trying to do two things at the same time at a level like this, these are some of your best runners in this country. You're not gonna be able to compete out here. Now, if you're coming and you're training for this team and you're making it clear to me that you're training for this team to be better at football or better at some other sport, you need to say that when you first come out here so you can just train. And I don't lose my voice hollering at your kid out here because I'm going to put my time and effort in my voice, true voice. I run a club, guys. I don't do personal training. You need a personal trainer, really. But if you want to train with my team just because you want to be with the Honey Badgers, okay, that's fine. But I let me know because I'm not going to be hollering at your kid all the time. I'm not going to be correcting them all the time. They're going to have to get it, as they go. I'm going to be focused on the kids that are focused on being a part of this organization, becoming the family. That's who I want to put my efforts into. All right? The ones that are believing in us. Okay? So that kid right there, hey, I ain't got nothing against you, but if you're trying to do two things at the same time during track season, that's brutal. That's brutal, and I wish y'all the luck, but it probably ain't going to end too well with you. All right, here we go. Coach, I'm at the gate. I don't have any money to get us in. I'm going to say that again. Coach, I'm at the gate, and I don't have any money to get us in. First of all, your kid is already covered. And if you would have came at the time that I told you to come, your kid would be out there getting his band from us just like the rest of the kids. But coach, I'm at the gate. This is a parent. I'm at the gate and I don't have any money to get us in. You see the position you put us in? Now I'm supposed to try to figure out a way to get you in. I gotta pay to get you in. I gotta pay to get you in the meet too. That was in my rule book and all these things that I said was gonna be done when you signed up for this team. You brought your ass out to this meet. You used your gas to get up to this meet, but you don't got no money. Say it ain't happening so I can call you a lie. Say it ain't happening. I know it happens. Here come Miss Kayla. I bet they don't go to the club without any money to get in. You damn right they don't. They got their money. They got their card. They got their ID. They got everything. They prepared. High heel, piece and chain. Oh, they ready to go. Come out to the track meet, they forgot everything. Coach, can I get a water from you? Coach, can I get a Gatorade from you? Hell no, you can't get none of my water. That's for my kids and my coaches. Boy, how many coaches done looked up and turned around to see them parents sticking their hand in your Gatorade and your water cooler? How many coaches done looked up and saw that? All right, here we go. We woke up late, so I didn't get a chance to get anything to eat. We woke up late, so I didn't get a chance to get anything to eat. Then drop that kid out and take your goddamn ass back to that store and get some.
If I had $1 for every time that happened.
Come on, man. I can't make this shit up, man. This is real. This is real. All these coaches are going through this. But you want to criticize. Okay. Practice over at 8, and we still at practice at 8:45. Why do you think the coach is still sitting out there in his damn car truck at 8:45 and practice is over at 8? Somebody please tell me. Huh? Okay. All right. Somebody please tell me. home at 8, and we still at practice at 8:45. Coaches, what are you waiting on that you still at practice at 8:45? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Has anybody said it yet? Coaches, I get pinched by mosquitoes. Well, and I know the coaches, they already responded. But you're waiting because these people ain't came to pick up their damn children. They ain't came to pick them up. They ain't came to pick them up. You sitting out there, Kayla, you sitting out there waiting on parents. What does Red say there, Kayla?
Red is saying, worst two statements. Number one, what time do I need to have them there? During the coaches meeting is my answer. 2, am I at the gate? We need our bands. I had someone there all morning that wants to watch their kids run too. But you want them to stay there all day for when you come. Now, I just want to make sure, I don't know how many people, who we have on here for track meets, but at these track meets, I'm telling you guys, it's brutal. It's an all-day event. I cannot stress that enough. And what happens is when you arrive, you have to pick up what's called the team packet. Once you pick up the team packet, it has all of the bands in there. So most coaches will tell their, athletes to arrive at a certain time. And then what happens is, again, that may be 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or whatever time they specify for the athlete to arrive. What happens is little Johnny and Jane may not get to the track meet until 1, 2 o'clock in the day. And what happens is you have somebody who has to pour a little soul. Most of the time you see these little folks, they pull out their lawn chair. They sit out at the front and they have the team packet, and in the packet is the bands. And so if you don't have somebody sitting out there, then what happens is they're calling everybody saying such and such is there at the gate, and they're waiting for your band. And they get mad if you don't stop what you're doing right at that moment to come and give that child the band, even though they were late.
Get hot. Get hot. And you done told them as the coach. You done told them. You done put it in the message groups. They take it on themselves. They gonna come to the meet when they want to come to the meet. Now you got to stop whatever you was doing to come back to that gate and get a kid a band. You see? You see? No respect for the time. Coaches go through this every year. Every year. All of them go through it. We're not complaining now. I'm not complaining, guys, because all of them go through it. What I'm trying to tell you is you're putting your team in a bad situation. Everything is mapped out. Everything is planned out. These coaches are doing their best to run an organized unit when they come out there. And they can't do it. They can't even watch their kids warm up. They can't even watch the kids warm up because they're too busy out there setting up camp and going back and forth to a gate for you. Because you want to show up when you want to show up. Come on, man. My speed coach. Here we go. My speed coach. These are the ones that are working with a personal coach outside of the team. My speed coach changed up my start. Changed up my steps to the hurdles. Changed up my steps to long jump, triple jump, high jump. Changed up my steps, or your throws coach, whatever, outside of the team. Changed up my throws, my spin. Changed up all these different things. That coach that you, as a parent, got your kids working with outside of the team that don't show up to shit. That coach that you paying $60 an hour, $75 an hour, and you complain about paying us $300 for 4-5 months. Okay? That coach that you paying all this money to that don't show up to nothing. He ain't gonna be out there to watch them long jump on Saturday. Okay? But he done changed up the steps. And now your kid is looking at Coach Coop or Coach Douglas or Coach whoever to come over there and help them figure this out. Baby, I can't help you figure it out. I didn't find that mark with you. They did that. You should have put some stuff on video or something to where your parents could help you. Parents, if you are working with a personal trainer, I'm not mad at you. There's certain things that I don't even offer on my team right now because we don't have the coach for it. Guys, I'm limited. You know, these coaches are limited. You got to focus on what you can do best. And until you get a coach for those certain events, you got to be able to. So I'll refer my kids out for certain things. Okay, but here's the deal, parents, you need to be over there learning and listening and understanding your kids' marks and all this kind of stuff when they're doing it. You can't just drop them off with that personal trainer and then go to the grocery store. Because your kid is going to come to the meet on Saturday and done forgot damn near everything they were supposed to remember. Because you done paid that $60 an hour and that kid, them people done tried to cram so much shit in that 1 hour. That's why I don't do personal training. I know there's a place for personal trainers. I know it is. And like I said in the beginning of this night, respect to all of them. I got nothing against them. My whole thing is, though, it is going to take time. That's a lot of money that you're spending. And if these guys don't follow these kids to these meets, do you know how much encouragement these kids need when they're getting ready to perform? When those butterflies are in the bottom of their stomach? You know, do you know how much encouragement they need? Do you know how many times they just need a coach to just joke with them and laugh with them? You know what I'm saying? To take their mind off of being so nervous and afraid. They need that person there. And if that person ain't there with them, you got a problem. Especially if you're doing this at a young age. My God. You know, you expect more maybe out of 17, 18-year-old, 15, 16 even. But when you're talking about the 14 and under, my God, dude, come on, that's tough. That's tough. It's tough enough for the older ones. It's sure tough on the little ones. You know? So, when you got this other coach working with this kid, the ideal thing to do is to make sure that there's a relationship between your club coach and your personal trainer. And that way, that personal trainer is talking to the club coach about any of the plans, any of the things that they've done that you would need to know on meet day to help make sure that kid, you know, is ready to prepare the kid for what they got to do that day. That's the idea. But if you're going to go work with these people on your own, boy, I don't say a goddamn word. I don't say nothing. When those people tell me that now, whatever, okay, do your thing. All right? Because I know you're not expecting anything out of me that day, so hey, that's one less thing I got to worry about. Let me go focus on these ones that need me. Okay? What is Red saying there, baby?
Coach Red, he is saying, a coach can count on one hand during an all-day meet how many times they get to sit, how few waters they've drank, the food they've consumed, and how few trips to the restroom. It's physically brutal.
That's correct. That's correct. I have people, thankfully, I got people like Kaylee on my team that stay on me about drinking water. She stays on me about drinking water. I give it to her. I thank her every year. Come track season, Kaylee she literally becomes one of my best friends because she is constantly walking up to that gate. She'll walk out there on that track and like, Coop, you drinking water? Or Coop, you drinking water? Coop, blah, 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 blah. You know, have you ate anything? You know, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of times I'm working the meets. Kaylee always looking out for me. And, I thank her every year. I can't thank her enough. You know, there's really not enough I can do for her for looking out for me like that. But everybody don't have that. Every coach don't have these people that are just invested to that point, you know, where they're looking out for their coach like that. And, you know, and I know coaches get so wrapped up in this thing that a lot of times that, you know, they're not looking out for themselves health-wise. And so, you know, things happen to them. What Red say there, Candace?
He says you go to the van to sleep.
I sure do. I have went to the van a couple of times to go to sleep. But that's when I'm not working the meet. You know what? Actually, I did that. Now, which meet you talking about, Red? I know I do it at Clash, but I mean, now I can do it. I can do it sometime now. But when you've been working on a meet that much, you know, or you know,
you don't have to go to the van. You just sleep right there in your chair.
I've actually I go to sleep in the chair multiple times. I went to a meet in Dallas before and went out there. I was out there on the field. You remember that, Candace? I went to Dallas. I went to a meet in Dallas one time and sat down on the high jump mat when the
Oh
running
yes,
started.
we have a picture.
Yeah, and fell asleep on the high jump mat. Sat right on that high jump mat and fell asleep.
Red is saying Clash, but here's the thing: his producer typically goes to sleep at about 9 o'clock.
I don't go to sleep on Clash night.
I'm talking about the producer for tonight.
I'm
Because
getting
it's
to my final
9:30.
point.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'm
Guys,
just saying
I'm
we
getting to my
have
final point.
some.
Okay,
manure
so here we
to-
go, guys.
Okay.
My final point. Final point.
Okay. Hold on. Do I need to do the final thought?
Gosh. Oh my God.
Final thought.
My final thought. All right, here we go. Anything. Hold on, let me get a drink before I take this. Anything worth building, especially when it involves youth, will include sacrifice. If these coaches are giving you all they have, return the favor. Because no matter how much they deal with, the success of these kids and the bonds created over the years is priceless. Be proud of them and support your coaches just like they support you. That's all we asking for. That's all we asking for. And simply all we're asking for. Support us and respect the fact, guys, that these coaches are giving you the best they got. You know, and look here. Here's the difference between school sports and club sports. Schools, you gotta go to, unless you go to a private school or homeschooling, whatever. You gotta go to and play sports at the school in your zoned area of your neighborhood. Correct? Is that correct, Candace? Okay. Where you live. Okay. In most situations. With clubs, you get to choose the club you participate with. Do your research. Talk to some of the parents on the team. All right? Talk to some of the parents. And if that coach or if that organization is an organization that you believe fits what you're looking for your family, then give it a shot. Give it a shot, because this might be the family that takes your kid to the next level. All right? I know that was a lot tonight, guys. I already knew that an hour wasn't going to get it done for this subject. Not for me. We apologize for me getting rowdy and knocking off the live. Thanks for all of you guys that came back to us tonight. This is a subject that's dear to me. It's dear to Candace, no matter how much you want to talk about her sleep. All right? We're going to salute the real always. Y'all stay up, stay real. Like, subscribe, show us some love. Shout out to all the coaches out there, man. We love y'all. All right? And we'll see y'all next time. Salute.
Bye.